Hey guys, I hope you've had the opportunity to check out my website, melissaottcoaching.com, and read some of my blog posts. I don't know about you, but I don't always have the opportunity to sit and read a post on my phone, but I always can listen to an audio recording while I'm getting other things done. So I'm going to go ahead and read my blog post for you and hope that you can give it a listen. All right. Why you keep giving up on your goals and what you need to do to not give up. In January, we love the fresh start of a new year. We set big goals for the year that we believe will change us into the people we really want to be. Our eyes are focused on our future self, and we see nothing but blue skies and rainbows in our efforts for self improvement. But come February, many of us let go of our new ideals and revert back to the old ways. Those goals and dreams we promised ourselves we would achieve lose their appeal, and we are often dumbfounded at what went wrong. It is easy to look at our lack of follow through and see it as just further evidence of why we are a failure. But failing is a decision, not a personality trait. We may decide to stop trying and fail at a goal we set, but that does not make us a failure, even when we have proof that it happens often. On February 1st, it is just as possible for us to pick that goal back up and continue working at it. However, when our brain defaults to all or nothing thinking, we suppose that because we obviously weren't all in from the beginning of the year, we do nothing, thus failing ourselves before we even gave it a worthy effort in the first place. This is so illogical, and yet we do it all the time. Let's explore what we know about the brain to see why this illogical process happens so regularly in so many people. Lower brain versus higher brain. Our brains are very complex and have many different functions, but for our purposes, we will refer to them in two parts. The primitive or lower brain, which is programmed to think first and foremost of our survival and loves instant gratification, and the higher brain or neocortex, which thinks rationally and allows us to plan ahead and experience delayed gratification. The lower brain wants us to stay the same because it is safe and comfortable, and our old habits can be efficiently carried out with little effort. Think, for example, how easy it feels to sleep in the morning if that is what you usually do. Even though you decided with your higher brain last night that getting up at 5 a.m. would be the most beneficial way for you to get all your goals accomplished, when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., which brain are you accessing? Lower or higher? Changing in the name of self improvement is something our higher brain is motivated to do, but the lower brain sees it as a threat. If you want to start waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, the lower brain senses the discomfort of breaking a deep sleep and immediately protests. The lower brain advocates to avoid the pain of tiredness, seek the pleasure of more sleep, and efficiently do what you've always done: sleep in. Our higher brain is capable of overriding the lower brain, but it happens at the cost of brain power. We have to extend the extra effort to make changes. And even when we succeed for a while, the lower brain will always be ready to go back to what is familiar, even when it's not the best thing for us. When we let the lower brain make our choices and decide to quit, we make our reasons sound sophisticated. We may say, that goal was not reasonable, anyways, or I don't have time to achieve that goal with all I already have going on. But it really boils down to fear. We don't want to feel the fear it takes to do hard things. So, the 4 C's of overcoming your lower brain and achieving new goals are as follows. In order to overcome the fear of the unknown, we need to access confidence that we can do what we say we want to do. Because there's no evidence from our past that we can successfully achieve that goal, we need to instead start with a different emotion. The first C, commitment. We need to commit to sticking with our goals. Those who fail to commit will be stuck in indecision and confusion and will quit before they even start. We usually start off knowing we are completely capable of doing what we put our mind to, but the fear instinct kicks in and our commitment will falter unless we can shift our mind to the second C, courage. Courage is an emotion many of us associate with positive feelings, but we don't feel courage without the presence of fear. Courage, like commitment, is an empowering feeling because it is the manifestation of us overcoming the emotion of fear. But it is also an uncomfortable feeling, and for many will be the end of striving for our goal because our lower brain will strongly interject the need to guard ourselves from the present fear and quit before something really dangerous happens. When we can allow ourselves to feel uncomfortable and exercise courage over fear, we will start to see some success. That small success will lead us to the third C of capability. As we use our higher brain to make choices for our day, it becomes easier and easier to follow through with our goals and see actual results. We may suddenly be wide awake and look at our clock to see the time is 4:59 a.m. When you reach that point, you can know with a surety that you have made it to the fourth C of confidence. Now, I wish I could say that once you get to confidence, you're home free and accomplishing goals is a piece of cake. But our lower brain remembers how nice it was back when we slept in and can easily go back to that place if we allow it. Remember what we said about all or nothing thinking? We will be tempted to go back to nothing when we miss our first day or have 3 days in a row of not waking up at 5 a.m. But this is where the real secret to achieving goals comes in our ability to feel an urge and not answer it. So, feeling an urge versus resisting an urge. Don't wake up, keep sleeping. Eat the donut, it's free and right in front of you. Don't work out, you're too tired. These are all common urges that come straight from the lower brain and are intended to ensure our survival. Although our higher brain knows exercise will give us so many physical, emotional, and mental benefits, delayed gratification, all the lower brain senses is a lot of discomfort, which it reads as possible death. When the donut is in front of our face and we can smell its sweet aroma, the lower brain says, yes, this will give us unlimited amounts of pleasure, and that is going to keep us alive forever. Remember, instant gratification. Because you are currently listening to this with your higher brain, you can clearly see that donuts do not keep us alive forever, but actually do the opposite. If we are operating out of our higher brain, we wouldn't have a problem with any of these urges. But the problem is when our lower brain is stronger and the urges actually feel rational to us. Sometimes we can use willpower to overcome an urge and resist it from controlling us. But anyone who has started a diet and said, I'm never eating sugar again, knows that willpower can only take us so far. The key to sticking with our goals and overcoming the lower brain is to allow these urges to enter in our mind and then invite them right out the other side. This is different from resisting it. Imagine a beach ball sitting on the water and you shove it under the water and hope that it will just stay there. After some time, we can't hold it down any longer and it bursts out of the water. This release of willpower unleashes all the emotions we were holding back and causes us to binge on sugary goodness or indulge in any kind of instant gratification we can get our hands on. Allowing an urge, however, is seeing the beach ball in front of us. And instead of pushing it under the water, just allowing it to be there with us. We observe its presence and become curious about why it feels so powerful over us. We question why it would feel so easy to give in and respond to it, but resolve that we are just an observer in this moment, not an indulger. We do not judge ourselves for having the urge because we know it's part of our human experience to have them. But we also know it is optional to give in or not. This objective point of view gives us the option of then inviting the urge to leave and feeling the gratification of living in integrity with our beliefs, which is far more satisfying than any flavor of instant gratification. Although the concept of allowing urges rather than indulging in them or resisting them is an easy concept to understand, it can be a challenging practice to adopt. After all, you've likely spent a majority of your life oscillating between giving in and resisting urges to no benefit of achieving your goals. It is beneficial for someone who is new to managing their mind in this way to hire a life coach who is able to act as a mirror into your mind. Life coaches show their clients what thoughts are causing their feelings that drive their actions and provide the support necessary to change. If you would like to set up a consultation with me to work on any goals that you are currently working on, then I would invite you to email me at melissa@melissaottcoaching.com. Thank you for listening to this, and I will catch you later.